Good morning. Today is October 18th of 2024, and it is so TGIF. I'm just going to be doing a little bit of charting for you guys, just for roughly 30 minutes until market open. So we're about 30 minutes away from that now. And start off with the dollar. So the dollar last week ended up hitting roughly I wouldn't say all of our levels, but ended up hitting our daily level that we were looking at. So over here, I can show you, I'll bring this over here. Alrighty. So if we go down to the daily time frame, excuse me, we ended up hitting this liquidity level here, which was our daily targets. And as you can see, we just beamed all the way up to that level. The next level that I have would be this monthly magnitude. So if we go down to the monthly time frame, you can see higher highs, higher lows on this current candle, all the way up to our monthly magnitude, which is here. That's roughly at 104.447. Okay, and if we do end up turning around down here, or up here, I should say, I'd expect us to possibly get back down into this range here, which would mean upside for equities. But to be honest, equities and the dollar haven't really been kind of inversing each other. So usually when the dollar goes up, equities push down and vice versa, but that hasn't been the case lately. So the dollar has been going up, and same with equities. So we'll just have to wait and see. But if the dollar does start turning around heavy, I wouldn't be surprised to see equities start pushing up higher as well. So I guess we'll start off with S&P here. So let me just adjust this chart here. Everything's a little bit funky. Okay. So yes, here we can start off on the monthly time frame. So as you can see, all right, higher highs, higher lows, trading all the way up at all-time highs right now. So we're kind of in no man's land, and you know, whenever we trade in no man's land, it's just you have to respect the trend. Can't really be countering this, trying to snipe peak top, I should say, because if you're trying to snipe peak top, you're just gonna get caught in the momentum. So just stay with this momentum. Whenever we have a nice dip in the market, still favor the upside until you're proven wrong. All right, so we drop down to a weekly time frame, still same thing. All right, just trading at all-time highs. All right, so this week has been good. I'd say the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. Yeah, the past 6 weeks just been straight green. All right, so basically the entire month and a couple of weeks there. All right, so on the daily time frame, kind of seeing an inside day right now. All right, so a little bit 50-50, but if we end up breaking the high or low of yesterday, so previous day's high or previous day low, we can expect upside or downside. All right, remove that there. Okay, we did see a nice double inside day on Tuesday and Wednesday, which led to the bullish price action yesterday. All right, but you can see created a nice top wick there and gave us a pretty break-even close. This is almost like a shooter candle here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see downside. We currently are experiencing pretty heavy RTH gap, more specifically on NASDAQ, not so much on S&P, but still an RTH gap, which could lead us to sell off right at market open here in 30 minutes. So that's something that I'm looking at here. I'm looking at the 12-hour. Let's have a look here. Yeah, so I haven't really done much charting last night, so I'm probably going to be doing majority of my charting this morning. But 12-hour, there's not really too much. Currently seeing higher highs and higher lows on this current 12-hour, so it could possibly lead us to take out the highs here, right? But if we do start to turn around, so let's say this candle goes straight to red, I wouldn't be surprised if we take out this low right here. But that's a 12-hour. 4-hour, we don't really have too much. I don't really like looking at the 4-hour anymore. Let's have a look here. So daily open is this level right here. If we do end up breaking this low specific, it could lead to more downside. But currently seeing an inside hour. I mean, the hour did just open up. So depending on if we want to break this high or that low of our previous 1 hour, I can kind of gauge if we want to see higher or lower. So obviously if we break the highs, I'd expect higher. If we break the lows, I'd expect lower. Right, so it's higher highs and higher lows, or lower lows and lower highs. But again, big RTH gap here, so I'll show you. So yesterday's close was roughly around here. Current price is at 5,900. So if we go to regular trading hours, right? So let's see here. Yeah, about a 12-point RTH gap on ES, and I think we're almost at 100 points of an RTH gap on NASDAQ. So our current price, 20,488. Yeah, it's roughly about 100 points there on NASDAQ, so that's definitely what I'm going to be watching for at market open. And overnight has been pretty good. So kind of similar setup as to what we saw yesterday, right? Asia pushing higher, London pushing higher, right? New York pushed a little bit higher right at 8:30. So we had a nice 8:30 manipulation, right? And then we just distributed lower, taking out much, much lower. Let's go back to ES here. So again, if we break the highs of this 1 hour, I'd expect higher. If we break the lows, I'd expect lower. Let's look at our higher time frames here. So all time frames, okay. So currently experiencing an inside day. Again, if we break the highs, I'd expect higher. If we break the lows, I'd expect lower. Okay. I think that's pretty much it for S&P. Kind of similar setups on NASDAQ right now. All right, so Asia higher, London higher. New York, we are possibly seeing higher now. I'm going to put that right over there. So let's break down NASDAQ here. For the people that joined late, so we did end up hitting our daily targets here. So if we go down onto the daily time frame for the dollar, right, we ended up just pushing up a lot higher all the way up to the daily levels that I mentioned last week. And then now the target that I'm expecting is this monthly target here. So if we go to the monthly time frame, right, simple CRT on the monthly, expecting all the way up to this level here now. And then if we end up breaking above that, it would be these equal highs, but we'll kind of gauge what price wants to do when we get up to that level. If we do start turning around at this daily target, since we are hitting this slight fair value gap here, right, I would expect us to possibly get all the way back down into this range, which could lead higher for equities, but they haven't really been respecting each other. So again, when the dollar is higher, equities is lower and vice versa, but that hasn't been the case lately. So we can go back to NASDAQ here. So this, let's have a look. So we'll start off on the monthly. Okay, and I believe last week, this current monthly, I don't know if it was an inside month last week. No, I don't think so. So I think we still had higher highs and higher lows there on the month, and yeah, still expecting upside for equities there. So the week has been pretty good. So same thing as ES. I think it's been the past 6 weeks. Yeah, 6 weeks we've just been pushing up higher. So can't really be countering this trend right now. Until we possibly get a red weekly close, then we can kind of gauge what the following week wants to do. But if today ends up closing green, I mean, we gotta respect that going into next week as well. Still respecting this weekly fair value gap as well here, right? So wicks obviously do the damage, but candles are still within this body here. If we go down to the daily time frame, right, we're still respecting this daily fair value gap that I mentioned last week. So put that there, right? So we're still respecting it, okay? But if we do end up wanting to turn around in specific today, that could lead to a bearish week next week, right? Kind of have like low resistance right here, right? So again, same thing as S&P, current inside day right now. If we see higher, I'd expect higher. If we see lower today, I'd expect lower, right? But it is Friday, no news, so not really expecting too much. Excuse me, not really expecting too much today. But really good setup right now currently with the RTH gap. So that's just our daily time frame. So let's look at the 12-hour. Let's see. Do too much. Let's drop down to the one. So daily open is all the way down here. Okay. Currently still seeing higher highs and higher lows. I believe S&P on the hourly is still inside. Yeah, so still have an inside candle on the hour for S&P. That's our 9 o'clock candle there. All right, so higher highs, higher lows there on Nasdaq, but currently we have an inside on S&P. So I believe the draw of liquidity could be this high first. Target yesterday's high right there. And if we end up breaking yesterday's high, that would take us from an inside day to higher highs and higher lows. But again, big RTH gap. So if we put on our sessions, right, you can see yesterday's close was roughly down here. And our current price 493.50. Right, so 493.50. 493 roughly. Yeah, so roughly about 100 points RTH. So that's definitely what I'm looking at market open. See if we can possibly fill that. And if we do end up filling that RTH gap, I wouldn't be surprised to see the day. Obviously, the day would be flipping red, but I wouldn't be surprised to see lower lows and lower highs on the daily. So this is yesterday's low, I believe, somewhere here. Okay, so down here is yesterday's lows because I'm sure this is Asia's. Yeah, okay. So down here is daily lows, up here is daily highs. All right, so we are closer to getting higher highs and higher lows on the daily rather than lower lows and lower highs. But if we do end up turning around at market open, wouldn't surprise me to possibly flip red and get those lower lows and lower highs on the daily. But again, we are closer to the high, so could still see higher there. Just possibly fill the RTH gap, either range the whole day, giving us a complete inside day leading into next week, and then we can use that analysis next week. But something we're gonna have to wait and see. But I do think the RTH gap can get filled right at market open. All right, so we did just see higher highs and higher lows there on the hourly time frame for S&P. All right, so that's pretty good there. So that's kind of what I'm expecting there for market open. So we can drop down to the lower time frames here and see what's up. So nothing really stopping us from saying lower right now. But that could definitely change right at market open. So let's look at this 30-minute here. Definitely did just rate a swing high here. Um, could definitely see this one still though. It's not too far away. Yeah, roughly 30 points. Seeing the higher highs on S&P as well. So could lead us to higher action. Take a look at the SPY here. These higher highs are on the SPY. There's a nice gap there on the SPY. So it could lead S&P to drop right at market open and fill in that RTH gap as well. So it's definitely something I'm going to have a look at. Go to here. Nice push higher. I believe that is going to be our first target there. So we do currently have a volume imbalance here on the daily time frame. Right, so right around here. Just this volume imbalance, but um, when we did get the market open last night at 6 p.m., this did come fill it, and now we are seeing higher. But if we do get an inside day close, this is definitely what I'd expect to end up getting filled. So probably Sunday, Monday session comes down, fills this, and then from there we can possibly see the lower lows and lower highs, or the higher highs and higher lows there. Just give me 1 second. So just kind of waiting till market open here, but I already kind of know the game plan. too much going on as of right now. I mean, besides this push, and possibly look for a sweep above this high still. Uh, yeah, definitely low resistance here. If we can start to get a turnaround here on S&P, I wouldn't expect, or I wouldn't be surprised to see this drop all the way lower, take out London's, and possibly fill the RTH. So that's pretty good there. Being a no wick there on the 15, I wouldn't be surprised if this turns around or next candle drops lower, takes this low out. So we're still bullish. I mean, can't really be countering this, but definitely going to be watching for the reversal there at market open. Again, it's Friday, so there's no news today. Um, but should be a good day still. Should still be a good day. Let's look at the calendar for next week, though. This week we didn't really have too much in terms of news. So today we had the housing starts number. Yesterday was jobless claims, and then we had retail sales, I believe, and then that was pretty much it. Um, let's have a look at next week here. See if we got anything important. So existing home sales on Wednesday. Obviously, your jobless claims on Thursday. Manufacturing PMI on Thursday as well. New home sales on Thursday. So Thursday should be a good day next week. Durable good orders on Friday. And the revised consumer sentiment there. University of Michigan consumer sentiment on Friday. So again, not too much next week either. Is next week a partial week? No, it's the following week. Okay. Yeah, so next week, it's probably going to be similar to this week here. I mean, this week has been really good. Not as good as last week, I would say. But still a very, very good week. I've been noticing roughly, so if we go to, let's go to this chart here. Sessions. Let's go to Monday. So Monday, you can see, so right at market open, we'll drop down to 15. All right. So roughly within like the first 15 to 30 minutes, or yeah, let's say the first 30 minutes of market open. And this has happened basically every single day this week. There's been a solid move of minimum 100 points. So you can see here, market open, we pushed all the way up higher, right? And then reversed all the way back down. So this was right at market open. Let's see. Yeah, so you got a nice 100-point move right off the open, and then we reversed all the way lower. So 100 points to the upside, 100 points to the downside. Same thing on Tuesday, right? So you had your accumulation, manipulation in London, and then again, we manipulated the highs of London and reversed lower, right? So roughly right at market open. Again, this is market open here, right? Then you had an inside candle, right? And then we pushed lower. So the first 30 minutes of the market open, again, that gave you I mean, at the lows, that's over 300 points, but just that push there was nice, almost 300 points, but 270 points there. All right. This was Wednesday. I believe Wednesday was a good day as well. Yeah, so here is, that's right on market open. Okay, so right on market open, pushed lower, again, 100 points. Yesterday, beautiful price action, right? So pushed higher, pushed higher, pushed higher, market opened, and we absolutely dumped. Again, that's well over 100 points. So every single day this week, within the first 30 minutes of market open, it's just been certain direction, easy 100 points, right? And yeah, so if you have been kind of watching the market opens, you've definitely been capitalizing on that move. But I've noticed roughly around 11 o'clock, everything starts to slow down. So it's like that big move in the morning, and then everything just slows down right after that. But yeah, it's been pretty good. So kind of expecting the same thing to happen today, because patterns do repeat themselves, but not all the time. Right. But again, still expecting the same thing today, especially with that RTH gap that we mentioned. All right, so if we go again to regular trading hours, all right, big RTH right here. I'll remove that one from yesterday. All right, so big RTH, all right, already starting to see market wanting to turn around, okay, as we head into the market open, all right, but still expecting something big to happen there. And yeah, it's been very good this week. Again, not as good as last week, but still very, very good. Again, within the first 30 minutes of market open, expecting big moves to happen. But yeah, that's going to be it for me today. I'm going to hop off here, and I will possibly see you guys next week, depending on if I do another live stream or not. But this will be posted up on YouTube there. So for anyone who joined late, you can go and watch that from the beginning. Just a quick pre-market analysis and breakdown of what we were expecting today. Right, but quick and short, roughly 30-minute live stream. But I will see you guys next week. All right, peace.